Okay, so now that you have the workflow going, you know that you create your object, you have to name it. Also, you do the grouping if you need to. In this case, let's say that you want to have a little bit more details into this table because it seems like, okay, it's really flat. So now that I know how to group it, this is table. What I would do is just go to here and just say open. And it should be opening soon. Okay, let me check. There we go. Okay, so now I got that. So if I click onto the table, I got the selection that says tabletop. So the first thing to do is that if you want to modify, this is the as much as you can do right now, the modification. You can also go into the right click and say you want to convert that to enable poly. That's a quick way to do it. If for a particular reason we've been having some problem with this viewport, example like you right click and it doesn't show up those menus, what you can do is also like you can use a modifier panel, and under the modifier list over here you get the same thing, which it says convert that to editable poly. Click on this and now you got the box. You can still change the size, and then the editable poly, which is like you can add more details. So in this case I wanted to show to you like, okay, well, this tabletop, I want to create the famous groove that goes in on top of the table, let's say. Okay, so first thing is just that I want to create the edge. Now, from the look of it, I don't see where the edge is. The edges are the lines that make the details. So if you press onto F4 onto your keyboard, you should see the white line. That means that those are the edges. If we click on this one, what I want to do is I want to create some details going this way towards the table. And as I said into the class, it's just that how do you add your details. If you want to create a groove, don't forget you need to think about where are the edges. So in this case, I will go in here and I will use the famous ring. So that will select all of them. Okay, so if I want to see through just to really quickly, press on F3, then I can see through. So that's perfect what I want. So if I right click again, I get to see connect. And you go to this one to either to add more segments. Cancel that. If you don't see that menu, as I've seen some of you have problem with this one, if you go into the actual screen, like for you guys it'll be like this. So if you go and scroll down a little bit, you will see the same connect is over here. So if you click on this one, I'll say, okay, well, if I want to create a groove, I'll need at least 4 details. Okay, 2 for the top details and 2 for the bottom. So I'll press OK. So I'm going to take these guys and I'm going to do on to, just for perspective, like you would create the details over here, but just to make it cleaner, I will go and create it from this guy, close to this guy over here. So now I got this detail. Always move the details, as we say. So if I want to unselect this edge, okay, you hold on to Alt key, do a rubber band around this, and now it becomes unselected. So I'm going to bring this guy really close to this other part over here. Okay, the closer it is, the more it's going to create a sharp edge. The further it is, the more smooth it's going to be. So now I got this already done. I'll Alt and select. I'll bring these guys to, oops. So I'll go back to control and I'm going to loop this time because I want to all of them. Instead of ring it, loop it. Click and bring them really close. So let's say I'm going to show that so just for demo, so you can actually see what's going to happen to the groove over here. So I don't want to unselect this, press on the Alt, rubber band, unselect that, bring this guy really close by. So if you look closely, what I'm trying to do is just that in between those two lines, I want to create a groove that goes inside the actual table. So if I go to use my polygon, click on this guy, and then I can just press onto the F3 just to see. So you can see now, okay, this is all flat, still flat. But if I take this part over here and just want to make it really big, so now you can see that, oh, because this edge over here is really close to this edge over here, it creates a fairly sharp kind of a groove. If you want to have even sharper than that, you can just click onto the select tool, the edge tool, click onto this guy, and just move it closer, even closer to that guy. if I say to you, like as I showed you, as you can see, okay, that creates a kind of a slope edge, and this creates a really sharp edge. And then be careful when you're doing that. Like if you want to go too far, that will create an inside groove, which is not what you want. Okay, so you want to add details. I'll go really quickly again just to show you for demo. So let's say that now I got this one groove and it's really kind of far apart, but it's going to be really good. So let me see, I'll put that over here. I'm going to select all of these edges, press onto the Alt key, unselect this guy, unselect these guys. I only have these over here because I want them to be really close, not a big groove like that. So I can go and just move it over here. So you can add details, and then as you go along, like I would actually move this detail over here to reflect what's on the other side. Again, obviously it's really deep one, so that would be more details. But just to see and review really quickly, I'll use this side of the table, okay? And I want to add details this way. So I select onto the edge, active them, and I want to select all of these. You can either do what I've done before, click onto one and just ring it because they go across, or you can just rubber band around them and just select that like that. And here's the quick way to do it. Is it like connect? I'll say okay, connect. I already had 4. Press OK. And then I want to make the groove from this guy over here. So what I'm going to do is that I want to select this guy. Sorry about that. I'll unselect these guys. Move this one over here really close by. And I'm going to select this guy and select this guy because I want to move them. And I'll loop because now they are attached together and they go around. Just move it close. I'll select this guy over here, unselect, press Alt, and do a rubber band, bring it really close by. Okay, then select the polygon that's on top over here. Oops, I can see that I don't want to get everything. So now I would have to go in here and just zoom in and select them all. Like you see all the reds. So I got to select the one that's on this edge, the one that's on that side of the edge, and now I got everything that I want to make the groove out of, and just click and drag down. So it depends on how far you want to go, but just that's how you add more details into your stuff, and it applies to everything. We'll see later on that, okay, now that I see looking at this, if I look onto the polygon and select this polygon, that's a huge polygon compared to this one. So if I'm going to apply textures to this texture will be different than this one because it's bigger and these ones are really small. So I'll have another video how to show the material. So this is, as far as adding details, that's what you do.